Good morning. This year marks the 20th anniversary of Ardian Private Credit. I'm here to ask the head of the team, Brenke, a few questions. Good morning, Mark.
Hello, Patrick.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Excellent. Well, Ardian Private Credit, 20-year anniversary. You are really one of a handful of private credit managers in Europe that has been operating for this long.
You're right. It's a fact that within the European context, there are only a small number of private credit managers that have a track record going back 20 years, and we're one of them.
And why is that track record so important?
The point is, it's not only been a long period of time, it's also been a period that's been quite volatile and quite eventful. And throughout that period of time, we've continued to generate stable, attractive risk-adjusted returns for our investors. And that's what's really unique about our strategy, the fact that it has been tried and tested across multiple market cycles.
We've seen the private credit market evolve significantly over the last 20 years. What's been your experience of how dynamics have changed?
Initially, private credit in Europe was a niche subordinated debt opportunity. If you fast forward to today, it's now become a first lien opportunity with private credit funds holding in excess of 50% and retrenching banks holding the remainder.
So Mark, what has the Ardian Private Credit platform done to adapt to changing market conditions, different economic cycles, and all the while grow to become one of Europe's leaders?
Ardian has influenced and evolved with the market opportunity, and today our strategy is very much focused on first lien investing. In order to do that, we have leveraged Ardian's extensive network across Europe, directly sourcing mid-market opportunities via our local private credit teams. We have adapted our structuring know-how initially as a subordinated debt investor, now to focus on high control first lien lending. And importantly, we've also used the historical private credit investment experience that we built up over that long period of time to significantly influence our risk management approach today, namely a strong and disciplined insistence on documentation with covenants in all of our deals. Secondly, high control, generally with us being a sole or lead lender. And thirdly, benefiting from high information transparency with board observer seats in many cases.
So how would you distill Ardian Private Credit's many years of experience into its core principles of investment strategy?
So I'd emphasize, first of all, that although the opportunity has evolved, the key tenets of our investment philosophy have remained very consistent over that period of time. Essentially 4 points that I would highlight. So first of all, the high selectivity, the business model focus, the high control, and fourthly, proactive portfolio management.
Please could you expand on selectivity?
Selectivity very much goes to the heart of our investment philosophy and allows the construction of portfolios solely with the highest credit quality.
And what kind of business models are you looking for?
We are looking for very specific business model attributes, including a high degree of revenue recurrence, high cash conversion. These attributes allow businesses to be very resilient in the face of potential external market shocks.
And could you expand on high control structuring?
So as a high control lender, generally sole or lead lender, this gives us a lot of influence over the direction of our investments.
And the final point you made, risk management.
Very important. That allows us to act swiftly and essentially avoid small problems becoming larger problems down the road.
Makes sense. So what can investors in Ardian Private Credit expect from you?
Our ultimate goal is to generate risk-adjusted returns regardless of the market backdrop. So essentially an all-weather strategy, and the investment guidelines we just summarized guide us towards that goal.
Moving on to how Ardian Private Credit is positioned in a competitive market in Europe, what really sets your platform apart?
Fortunately, we benefit from multiple differentiating factors. Our track record, one of the longest in the European market, and to emphasize the very low loss rates we've realized over that period of time. And from our perspective, that is the key measure of manager alpha.
Let's talk about growth of the market more broadly. In the US, 90% of mid-market lending is coming from private credit lenders, the other 10% banks. In Europe, it's more like 50-50. Where do you see the growth coming from in Europe?
We're very fortunate in Europe that we benefit from a number of secular tailwinds pushing and driving the European private credit opportunity. One that I'd like to highlight in particular is bank retrenchment. More broadly, I would argue the bank business model of underwrite and syndicate is just inherently less relevant in today's market, especially in the mid-market. And that provides very strong opportunities for private credit to continue to grow going forward. So you've asked me a lot of questions. I think I'm entitled to ask you a question now. So I'd be interested to get your view on the outlook for investor allocations going forward.
So by and large, investors have had a very good experience investing into private credit, and we continue to see expansion of allocations in their portfolios. This is both among institutional investors, also increasingly private wealth groups. And so I think we're going to continue to see a growth in the allocations to private credit more globally. Have you got any final points that'd be worth touching on to wrap things up?
Private credit within Europe over the last 12 years in particular has firmly established itself as a key asset class now. Within that context, we believe Ardian Private Credit stands out. We believe the combination of attractive market backdrop as well as Ardian's differentiating factors position us well to continue generating attractive risk-return profiles for our investors and to continue to play a leading role in the development of the private credit market in Europe.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time.